Hello and welcome to the C Show, and Happy New Year. I'm Charlie.
I'm Connor.
I'm Jared.
After last week, we had the topical football game. I name a guy. They tell me who they play for. We have this split up into two categories this week. We have first classic WWE, and then what I'm calling the Connor's era. First up, Captain Lou Albano.
It's probably a cheap pull, but just because of the captain, I want to say he roots for Army.
That's a good one.
Big Army-Navy guy.
Big Army-Navy guy. I went to the last Army-Navy game at Veterans Stadium in South Philly.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Superstar Billy Graham.
Is that different than the Reverend Billy Graham?
Yeah, I was going to say Oral Roberts. Liberty University.
Yeah, some of these have to be like BYU guys. You know what? I'm going to go middle of the country on that one. I'm going to go with Arkansas.
Arkansas. Good
Maybe
choice.
Arkansas State.
Yeah, I was going to say definitely off the top of my head, I'm like, again, just feels like another big like SEC guy. And again, like I could see Arkansas. I could see if he's like Mizzou.
Ooh, that's a good choice. Next up, Hulk Hogan. The Hulkster.
I feel like he is a Rebels fan, the University of Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Not for the team itself. He just likes that Ole Miss has a nice racist connotation to it.
The Rebels.
The term Ole Miss is in itself questionable. Fun fact. And I feel like that appeals to Hulk Hogan.
Well, he's an Alabama fan, dude. Didn't you know Bear Bryant wanted him as his defensive coordinator, brother?
I can't argue with that.
He's definitely not supporting any team in the North.
Roddy Piper.
Ooh.
Roddy Piper.
Man, that's a good one.
Notre Dame. No, he's not. I guess he's not Irish. He's is this bit Scottish?
Yeah, I think the kilt is Scottish.
Yes, kilts are Scottish.
To me, it's all the same. I'm gonna keep him at fighting Irish.
No, I would say he's gonna be like I want to say Oregon, but it needs to be somewhere that's not so liberal. But definitely like a North school, like again,
Oregon State,
Wazoo.
Yes, perfect Wazoo.
I was thinking like 80s Raiders, the black and the silver.
I'd buy that.
Bret Hart.
I think he's a Vikings fan. He loves those purple people eaters, man. Back in the day.
Oh my gosh. Yes, agreed. Jared, any thoughts there?
Yeah, it's got to be something purple. So either that or maybe like Northwestern.
Good pull. Next up, Eddie Guerrero.
See, I know we're talking football. My first thought is, he's a Heat fan. Latino Heat's a Heat fan.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But if we're talking football, I would probably go just like Texas. That'd probably be like, a big school, some history from, around where he's from.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking UTEP. El Paso.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I would say a disciple of Flair here, the Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior rocked.
See, again, cheap answer, I want to say Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the Rainbow Warriors.
The Rainbow Warriors.
Right, fits him. But,
so is he a big Jeff Gordon fan, too?
Go fast and drive left? Turn left?
Jeff Gordon was sponsored by a paint company, and so his car was like, he was called the Rainbow Warrior as well.
Oh, hell yeah. That's not my lane.
Yeah, no, that's Hawaii sounds right. Shout out to Colt Brennan. Legendary Hawaii quarterback. He was the dude.
Oh, I think I wanted that guy in the Vikings really badly.
Yeah, he was sick.
If you were a white,
rest in peace.
If you were a white, wait, what? Jeez. Okay, we're not going to get into that. It's going to get sad.
Jesus.
All right, now into our second category here. I pulled a lot of these names from the SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 roster.
Let's go.
We start off strong here with Batista.
Oh man, Batista. I'm gonna say Maryland. He's a big Terps guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he wouldn't deal with the Commanders, what they were previously called.
Yes, absolutely not.
Yeah, he seems like a smart dude who would go to like has a school with academics and not just Terps works, anything in that. Like I could see him being like a Georgetown Hoyas fan in basketball, something like that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Whoa, it's the big show.
Well,
That's what it is.
Big show.
That's what I was going for.
Man, I watched a video of how he used to move before he started acting like a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
That insanely athletic. Side note, but watch old clips of him.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting.
yeah, dude.
So
When he first
cool.
started in WCW as the Giant, he was just doing top rope drop kicks, and they're like, "Hey,
He was
you want
doing
your career to end in 4 days."
he was doing like jump kicks. It was crazy.
I feel like that he'd be like an Ohio State guy. Like he'd be very just like, again, some kind of Big Ten,
Mhm.
4 yards in a cloud of dust.
Oh,
It's
beautiful.
definitely giving Big Ten.
Yeah,
I was thinking something like offensive lineman something like Nebraska.
ooh, I can definitely see Nebraska.
What does the N on the side of the Nebraska helmet stand for? Knowledge. Let's go. All right, next up, a friend from above the border, from north of the border, Edge.
Ooh. Edge is a Syracuse fan. Up way north New York.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I can see him not being a big CFL guy. He doesn't like where the goalposts are.
The Argonauts. The Leafs already disappointed him enough.
He's like the Grey Cups for nerds.
I don't know, something. I could see him being like a. I got nothing.
He also really loves Fran Brown making players run wind sprints after a loss.
Didn't they win?
They won, I think, by like a field goal or something.
Yeah,
And he was like, this is unacceptable.
I was gonna say it was a game they should have won by more, and he's like, "No, you're on."
A classic, Terry Funk.
He is. I'm going with SMU.
Yes,
he's just good old Southern boy. SMU,
Texas boy for sure.
I'm gonna say it shattered him when they got the death penalty.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
TCU maybe. Horned Frogs.
There you go. Okay. Trish Stratus.
Ooh, another Canadian.
I know that you guys have spent a lot of time thinking about her.
That's a good one. She's a BC fan. Boston College, go Eagles. Jesuit school.
I know you don't have to study because you go to Boston College. One of the best lines from The Social Network. A movie filled with great lines.
They stole Steve Adazio from us.
Just guys being dudes, dudes being guys.
Wasn't a big loss, but it was real fun watching Andre Williams that one year. I used to see him at lunch in the cafeteria in high school. Dude was enormous. He sells pants in Allentown now. Go get yourself some salvage denim.
Fascinating.
Lore drop.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Like, again, it's gonna have to be a Texas team, but again, he's definitely not the most mainstream guy. Sam F. Austin, right? Isn't that what's called, Sam F. Austin?
Yeah, that's a school.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's so many schools in Texas. I was immediately thinking of One Night Stand, where he's wearing the weathered XFL jersey for the San Antonio Scorpions.
Maybe like an offshoot, like a UT Austin.
Mm-hmm. UT Austin is main campus.
Is it?
Yes.
I know nothing about Texas. I'm a Northeasterner.
The ZBT house at Texas Austin is very nice. I didn't go inside, but I saw the outside. I was like, "Oh, wow." Oh, we have 19th and Berks at home.
Jews who moved to Texas. What's wrong with you?
Last but certainly not least, speaking of Texas, Cactus Jack.
Baylor.
See, I don't think that, right? He's like an Long Island guy up that way. He's a Rutgers fan.
Rutgers. Loves Rutgers. All right, well, which one was your favorite out of this list?
Edge was a curveball. I was not expecting Edge.
Okay.
So.
Heck yeah.
Trish Stratus. It made me think about Trish Stratus.
Excellent. Well, listen, we'll talk a lot more about wrestling, both past and current, but mostly current here on The C Show. Welcome back to the C Show. We're talking about Dynamite New Year's Smash on the 31st of December. It was the final Dynamite of 2025. For the first time in our watching of AEW, we have a backstage opening. MJF pulls up backstage. Hangman's the main character. He says, "That's cute. I'm the world champion. Fuck the big three. It's just big me and my brand spanking new belt." He unveils the Triple B belt. So at Full Gear 2022, MJF defeated Jon Moxley after using William Regal's signature brass knuckles. Regal slid them into the ring for MJF, made him the youngest world champion, AEW world champion in the history of the company. On the November 30th episode of Dynamite, MJF unveiled his own custom version, which he dubbed Triple B, the Big Burberry Belt. It's the same standard belt, but the leather strap is brown and fashioned in Burberry's trademark check pattern to match his signature scarf. So, Max, why don't you take it easy on them? How about Gnome? He warns every wrestler in the sport, step up or get stepped on. Kenny Omega jumps on the Tron. Sorry to interrupt you. You were just getting to the good part. Kenny hates that he feels that his career is ending, and he doesn't want MJF to be specifically the one to break his record of the longest reigning champion. Kenny's not here to collect belt. He's only collecting one, and you're going to see a lot more of him. MJF dares any wrestler to come face him. It's Hangman. It's Swerve. They're all in the crowd. MJF says, "I'm not a wrestler. I'm a professional wrestler, and you're both losers." Basically, again, MJF taunting Swerve and Hangman with the belt, pick up some wins, talk to Tony Khan, and then I'll whip your ass just like I did at World's End. Hangman and Swerve break free of security, clothesline them. The hunt is on. May the worst man win. "Excuse me, gentlemen," Samoa Joe asks on the Tron. "You deserve nothing. The only man who deserves to be number one contender is me, the robbed and wronged champion." Send in Hobbs and hooks. Hangman taunts. No holds barred. No disqualification. Lights out. Swerve challenges. Shivani also thinks the belt is ugly.
I'm just going to go back real quick, because when Hangman picks up the mic, he looks at Joe on the Tron and just goes, "New year, same dumbass."
Also, real quick, you saw MJF's suit, the pinstripes?
I did not.
He was wearing a pinstripe suit, but the pinstripes weren't just pinstripes. They were small letters that spelled out "better than you."
Incredible.
Also, he threw his gum at some guy when he walked in. At some 49ers fan, he just threw his gum right at him.
I mean, had it coming.
Look, 49ers are on the menu this week. Watch out.
Oh my goodness, he's showing me a picture. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the pinstripe. I paused because I was like, those pinstripes, those are letters. And
incredible.
I had paused to see the giant watch he was wearing.
Speaking of watching, Renee Paquette is backstage with the conglomeration and Roderick Strong. Mark Briscoe thinks that Ted Turner is going to rise from the dead. He says that the word of the day is asphyxiation. The Death Riders will be choking on D's nuts. Tony Storm comes into the scene, embraces Orange Cassidy. "What's up, Citrus Boy?" Mina is jealous. Luther provides an orange. Tony takes a big bite. "Renee," Roderick yells, "I don't want any part of this."
And then Briscoe starts chasing after
get a
Tony.
bite.
He's like, "Let me get a bite. Go on, let me get a bite."
Bite of the orange.
Again, speaking of watching, have you guys watched anything good on Hulu recently?
Lyd and I just finally totally caught up on Solar Opposites.
Hell yeah. I love that show.
What about you, Jared?
Ooh, I'd finished Solar Opposites last month, and it made me so sad that I had nothing to watch at lunch. So I caught up on the last season of The Simpsons.
Very nice. Very nice.
And it's a good season.
Really? Okay. What was...
Maggie talked in one episode.
I did hear about that.
I blew my mind.
Interesting. Fascinating. There is also live sports on Hulu as well, and exclusives like my favorite, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. You can watch current episodes, original series, kids shows, and hit movies on your favorite devices, like at your work computer during your lunch. You can cancel anytime, go on, your couch, or maybe even your desk chair is calling. Visit linktr.ee/cshowpod or click on the link in the description. You're directly supporting the C Show. Thanks. And back to the show, because we're talking about a mixed nuts trio: Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Tony Storm versus the Death Riders, Marina Shafir, Daniel Garcia, Claudio Castagnoli. What's your guys' move of the match?
I have two. So for me, it's when Daniel Garcia gives Orange Cassidy 9 punches in the corner. Instead of doing the 10th punch, does the Daniel Garcia to make fun of the crowd, and it's like, you don't get the 10th one. So then Orange Cassidy gets up and gives him just the 1 to make it for the 10. Again, it gets the 10th punch for the crowd, shows Orange Cassidy, he's like, yeah, just 1, whatever. And then my other move was also Orange Cassidy. He's in a full Nelson, and he breaks out of it by putting his hands in his pockets.
Perfect work.
Let's see. For me, the move of the match is I want to know.
Yes.
Tony Storm seemed like she was about to pull the Castagnoli swing move on Castagnoli.
Yes, that was my move of the match.
Is that what she was amping up to do? I wanted that so bad. That would have been incredible.
I needed it so badly. It's really funny when Tony tries to pull it off, right? Because I mean, she's not as big as Claudio. She's not going to be able to get the momentum to do it. So I loved it. Orange and Tony danced again. A budding partnership between Orange and Tony. But our finale here is the Cassidy crossbody caught by Claudio, but Cassidy overcomes with the Stun Dog Millionaire. Cassidy with the huge DDT on Claudio. Wheeler Yuta distracts Cassidy. Uppercut by Claudio to the pin and win. 1, 2, 3. The Death Riders win. Backstage, Mercedes Moné claims she doesn't chase greatness, she is it. She's not chasing history, she is it. She owns the game, she is the blueprint. I'm not money, I'm the greatest TBS champion of all time. Speaking of champions, next up we've got Bandito versus the Beast Mordos with Sammy Guevara. What are your guys' move for the match?
First thing I'm going to call out is I thought it was very cool that you could hear the ref counting in Spanish. So I just thought that was something interesting. But for me, it was definitely when Bandito was playing Matador.
Oh, of course.
with the Beast Mortis. That was so funny, the point where Mortis like grabs it, starts like stomping on it. I also thought it was funny just because it wasn't even red. It was just like a black cape. And then Bandito ends up putting the cape on and jumps so unbelievably high for a crossbody, like to the frickin' moon.
It's wild.
All right, everyone. Here's some inside baseball. Sometimes, I miss a show. And Connor likes to accuse me of claiming that other people's moves of the match are my move of the match to cover. But in this instance, I wrote down 3 things, and he said 2 of them.
Wow.
What's your third? Let's talk about your third then. What you got?
My third was the Beast Mordos tornado. When he jumped out of the ring.
That was
Beast
sick.
Mordos is so big to be moving like that.
With the mask on, too, and everything?
It was so clean.
You have to imagine he doesn't have as much visibility as Bandito or an unmasked wrestler, and so to be doing things like that is crazy.
But I do still want to say it. The fact that they were playing the Matador thing as if Beast Mordos was trying not to do it, like they showed the internal fight of him trying to fight against the animalistic instinct
To quell the beast inside of him.
is so funny. Like, that is such good physical comedy.
Great physical work.
And also, the fact that the cape fell off of Bandito in the air, which leads me to believe that the cape was actually levitating him. And once it came off, it's when he fell down. Because he did jump about 1,000,000 feet up in the air.
After eating a pop-up Samoan drop and then a backbreaker, Bandito pops up and drops Mortos, knee to the face. Bandito, 21 plex to win, 1, 2, 3. But before we get into Moxley versus Alexander, Renee talks with Brodito. Bandito is ready in 14 days, the most wanted. He's the best Mexican in AEW. He's doing this for all of the people, La Raza. Brody says Bandito's going to become champion, and then he'll be first in line for that title. Next up, in a warm-up match for our friend Brody King, we've got him against Big Shotty Lee Johnson. This is a quick one, so I'll save everybody the time here. I literally wrote, Brody's up, baby. So when somebody's up in a wrestling match, that means they're going to win. So Lee Johnson comes in with the moonsault. Brody chops him on the ramp, tosses him into the barricade. Brody King cannonball into a tombstone piledriver. 1, 2, 3. Fuck, a hell of a squash match. Lee Johnson got a few good shots to start.
Brody King go burr.
Darby reacts to World's End. Sometimes this life catches up to you. He sees the arguments against the way he lives his life. He really does. And he just wants to finish off the Death Riders. He needs the beat pack to complete the set. Doesn't know when it's going to happen, but he needs it. In an eliminator match for the Continental Championship, Jon Moxley faces off against Josh Alexander. So the deal is for this match, if Alexander wins, he gets a shot at the Continental belt. So this is a prove-it match for Alexander. If Alexander manages a draw, we're playing under C2 rules here, he still gets a shot. So if he goes the full 20 minutes, he still gets that shot at the Continental belt. Excuse me. Again, this is all under Continental Classic rules. So again, 20-minute time limit, no ringside interference. Renee notes the burgeoning feud between the Death Riders and the Callis family. I think this is something in 2026 we're going to see a lot of. We're going to see a lot of play between these two factions here, and the fallout from it is going to be deadly. I wouldn't say deadly, but it's going to be crazy. What are your guys' moves of the match?
For me, it was when Jon Moxley is coming in, right? The Death Riders always enter from the crowd, and he falls over the railing, and they're funny. And commentary tries to cover him, be like, his ankle's still bothering for him, right? He's been working through that ankle injury. He has trouble getting over the divider.
Boy, and does Alexander use that to his advantage throughout the match?
Yeah.
And then other than that's when Josh just launches Mox over the top rope to the outside.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Jared?
No move of the match. I spent the whole time looking and thinking that Josh Alexander wears headgear.
Yes. To
hide the fact that he is also bald and that his scalp looks like crumpled tinfoil. He's got a very odd head. And I encourage everyone to not really watch the wrestling so much and just look at his weird head skin. Thank you.
Connor, do you have a response there?
If he was trying to cover it up, there's something a lot better than headgear. As someone who spent too much time in wrestling headgear, it don't really cover anything except the ears.
Just distracts you from the fact that his head looks like tinfoil.
Well, Alexander gets lost in the sauce like Jared looking at his forehead, and at the 5-minute mark, Mox locks him up. Mox knocks Alexander's headgear off with the elbow blows, puts him in a chokehold, and Alexander taps out. Shelton Benjamin and MVP appear on the ramp and stare down Moxley. Thekla and the Sisters of Sin are in a stairway somewhere. Thekla loves Chris Statlander, spitting in her friend's face. Can see that you're alone, and it's lonely at the top. Let us take your place. Let's make it real toxic. How about no? In a match for the AEW National Championship, we've got Jungle Jack Perry versus noted Eagles fan Ricochet. Ricochet ignores the bald comments from fans with large bellies. Did you see him do that? Like, people were like, he comes out and people are bald, 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 bald. And he just points at a bald guy and he goes, ha ha ha, and like does the whole big belly
just
thing.
Like the pantomiming the
big belly.
bubble belly.
The beer belly. The Charlie's gut.
Hell yeah.
What are your guys' moves of the match here?
Jared, do you want to go first so I don't take yours this time?
No, I'll be generous and I'll speak on my other fun observation.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is that Jack Perry goes at the beginning of the match before the bell rings to the dinosaur and points
Luchasaurus.
out, and they called him the dinosaur.
He is a dinosaur.
The dinosaur.
I thought you were talking about Tony Schiavone.
He's not even a wrestler. He's actually a dinosaur. and he points to a van like, "Get me his sign. Get me his sign." That was a sign making fun of Ricochet.
Yes.
And he holds it up. But when he goes to hold it up to the other half of the audience, on the back of the sign is a sign for insulting a different wrestler, and that half of the sign says, "MJF has a tiny pickle." Which, for MJF, is just a doubly good joke. Pickle reference at beautiful.
Excellent. Love it. Connor?
Oh yeah, now you can say the thing about the yanking down by the thing.
100%. So
Yeah, I know.
So for me, it's Jack Perry does a kip up to get off his back. Ricochet just immediately pulls him down by his hair. A moment later, Ricochet does one, and Perry just like grabs at his bald head, and his hand just slides off. And then Ricochet is like kind of looking at him, laughing. So he just grabs him by his shitty facial hair and dumps him on his face.
Ricochet has the beard that you grow out like your sophomore year of college because you're like, oh, I can finally do this, I don't care. And then you go home for Christmas and your mom's like, you look like a homeless person, you need to go to the barber. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it definitely didn't take me until I was 25 to grow a beard. I understand that.
Trading pin opportunities. Perry has the upper hand, though. Perry avoids Khan, kicks him away. Ricochet bounces the ropes to prevent Perry from going nuts. Ricochet hits the spirit gun, 1, 2, 3, and he retains. Ricochet continues to attack. The Gates of Agony brutalize Luchasaurus on the ramp, including attacking his shoulder and elbow. Security runs out, but they attack security, and Ricochet eats the W, Jameis Winston style. John Moxley responds to the Hurt Syndicate. He's right here. He's setting the standard. They're masters of the craft. And Marina Shafir says something in either Russian or Moldovan. If she said something in Russian, I don't respect Russians. If you said something in Moldovan, Marina, thank you for sharing your culture with us. Wheeler Yuta calls himself the most unhinged member of the Death Riders. He was winning championships while Darby Allin was crawling up Everest. It's just the Death Riders against the world. Before the TBS Championship match against Mercedes Moné, Willow Nightingale warms up with Harley Cameron. Harley says, it's the last match of the year, but you need to fight like it's the last match of your life. Willow notes that it's been 584 days since she last held the TBS title. Before we get to the match here, Renee talks with MJF. Renee is so silly to be worried about any competition. MJF is a generational talent. Brody and Bandito walk in. Brody warns the MJF that Bandito is coming home with the Triple B, the big Bandito belt. In our main event of New Year's Smash, we got the TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale. What are your guys' moves of the match?
For me, it was in the very beginning when they were bouncing off the video boards and they were breaking, right? They would play the thing to make it look like, especially when Willow was leaning up against it and Monet tried to run and do the Meteora, the double knee, and Willow moved and she just slammed both her knees on the ground like, ah!
What about you?
I expected that table to break, the announcer table. She
oh
bounced,
my god, on that suplex.
Oh,
my god.
She bounced off it, and that looked painful as hell. I love both of these wrestlers so much. I watched this one twice.
Really?
No notes. I love them both, and I watch once like I want one person to win.
Yeah.
And then I watch again like, all right, now I should actually watch to watch. And I don't know who I wanted to win either. Don't ask me. I love them both.
Yeah. My moves of the match include Willow's Death Valley Driver, Mercedes weekly kicking out. No one's home for Willow's cannonball off the apron. And then again, that suplex on the floor. And then Willow fighting free, dismantles the commentary desk, suplex on the desk. listen, the folks up in Stamford, they need to get with the people down in Jacksonville and, share details about desk contractors. Willow slides back in to break the count. Mercedes has her in the statement maker, reversing pins, moneymaker blocked, Willow counters, Mercedes further attempts, and finally ends with a powerbomb. Willow Nightingale pinned to win. 1, 2, 3. Willow, the TBS champion again. The conglomeration come out to celebrate. Chris Statlander is here too. They face off for a moment, but then hug it out. What a lovely end.
Yeah, that was what a great match, right? Kind of more of the culmination of the Ultimo Mercedes, and all the belts, Monet, 13 belts, whatever it ended up being.
Yeah,
right. To again really turn around and make 2 huge stars. Not that Willow and Statlander weren't already huge stars, but just puts them on another level, right? I'm so excited to see what they do with Willow on this run.
Yep,
and Statlander's keeps growing on me.
I think putting 2 belts on Willow is strong, especially with the new tag team title as well. Her and Harley have such great chemistry together already. I think they're just going to go over the moon here with this tag team title, and I just hope Willow holds it for at least 585 days. See what I did there? Jared, do you have any final thoughts before we move on to Collision here?
Excellent show from a guy who loves physical comedy in his wrestling.
Perfect. Couldn't say it better myself. We'll be right back here on The C Show. Welcome back to the C Show. Breaking news from the Timeless Love Bombs. We apologize in advance. We like you. We love us. Only 3 things will collide: our hearts, our hips, and our heads. This is in regards to the Hyan and Maya world.
Your heads.
Your heads? Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Our hips, your heads. Because
our
hip attack.
A Tony Storm classic. Dante Martin steps up to face Shelton Benjamin. Dante falls in. He knows that Shelton is one of the best human wrestlers, but Dante is inhuman. The Hurt Syndicate opened their fiscal quarter. It's business as usual. Our business? We hurt people. And Darby Allin isn't worried about Wheeler Yuta. He will break his face. We start off here with El Clone versus Angelico. Returning from injury, Hologram defected to the Don Callis family and became El Clone. Hologram debuted at this venue, the Arlington Esports Arena, the Texas Sports Arena, Esports Arena, last year in 2024 for AEW. Fun fact about Angelico: he's from South Africa.
Oh, Adam!
He's a white guy from South Africa. You can't be calling yourself Angelico. You can't be a part of the Spanish announce project. What are you doing, dog? What are you doing?
It's a big South African.
Adam. He's a backstage producer and writer for AEW. He first debuted in the first AEW show back in 2019. And then my move of the match here is Tony Schiavone making the Freudian slip about the Don Callis family.
He did say it.
He did say it. Was so funny. I had to go back and I was like, did he do it too? He did it too. What about you guys?
My move of the match is the finish, so I'll pause right now for if you guys want to throw anything else in. So it wasn't a super long match.
No,
either.
It wasn't.
No, they had a cool springboard DDT, but that finisher, what did they call it? The tilt-a-whirl lung blower, was one of the names that the AEW online used.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
I think there was a commander had a name for it too, but I went back to the recap, so I was like, "Cause what do I call that?"
I wrote it down as a blue thunder bomb. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, it was an air. I put it as an airplane spin blue thunder bomb.
Right. I think in the match they referred to it they were like that was also commander's finish, but when I went back online, just had to properly word my recaps. I wrote it down specifically because that's a very cool term. They called it a tilt-a-whirl lung blower.
Love it. So that's what we'll call it. Reverse scorpion kick into a backbreaker. Clone spins Angelico into the tilt-a-whirl lung blower. Pin to win. 1, 2, 3. Serpentico comes in to check on Angelico, and El Clone is just going to give him a bump too until Commander comes in to save the day. John Moxley in a stairwell. What do you get when you take the most capable dozen wrestlers, put them in a blender, call it the Continental Classic? What did you expect? What should you have expected?
Dude, he goes through this whole thing about, because he's like, what is this goal? And I couldn't even get all of it. Like, I even tried to go back, but he was going a mile a minute.
Pressure creates diamonds. The alchemy of blood, sweat, and pain, and tears and concussions. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. This is like nothing else in the wrestling industry.
That's why you're better than me.
He talks with the cadence and the like the mouth sounds of Heath Ledger Joker.
I think that's a lot of the inspiration. Is like brawler, kind of crazy person. I think there's a little bit of
a lot of like
yes,
like it's very like very guttural.
Yes,
very
as if someone's pulling like every single word out of his mouth.
Yeah. Shelton Benjamin can and should and will throw me around like a rag doll. Those guys are real. I'm going to drop the pretense. You're going to have to do a lot more than that to hurt me. Speaking of being hurt, do you guys have any New Year's resolutions?
No.
I've done so well with them in the past.
Yeah.
That now I'm looking to keep it up. So, any suggestions?
What about learning to speak a new language, confidence, with Babbel?
That would be great.
What language would you learn, Jared?
I still want to learn Spanish. Every time I'm in Mexico, I'm like, I should speak this language, and it bothers me how little other people do.
Tu eres el gringo.
Estudié español en la escuela por 4 años, pero that was a long time ago, and now I forget a lot.
Same here, buddy. But with Babbel, you'll learn practical and useful skills that you can apply right away so that you can reach your goal of having real-life conversations faster. 92% of users improved their proficiency in just 2 months with 15 million actual subscriptions sold. Visit linktr.ee/cshowpod or click on the link in the description, and you're directly supporting The C Show. Thanks, and back to the show as we get to the timeless Love Bombs versus Hyan and Maya World.
AKA Great Value Babes of Wrath.
Interesting.
Just on appearance. And combo.
Well, the other thing I was going to say is, how do you think the koalas got chlamydia? Nigel wonders.
Was it Hyan?
No, I think it was in reference to Tony. What are your guys' moves of the match here?
I loved that Maya World and Hyan, they did an assisted gutbuster where they picked up Mina and just dropped her on, I believe it was Hyan who was on the ground with her knees tucked, did an assisted gutbuster, and they went into a really nice bulldog drop kick combo. So bulldog, right, is basically you're behind someone, you jump, grab their head, bring them to the ground, and then I believe it was Hyan that bounced off the rope and delivered a drop kick to a down Mina.
Connor, can you read the words I have on my screen right here?
Why does it just say large Latina booties?
I know what I'm about, son.
Was that your move of the match? Tony hikes up her shorts before the hip attack on Maya, assists Mina with the sling blade, Storm Zero into a cover, Mina rolls out with Hyan, Tony pins the win, 1, 2, 3. A good match for Hyan and Maya World, but as the Love Bombs walk up the ramp in celebration, Marina Shafir's music plays. Are they going to go back to back? No. Marina's just taunting. It's the Mega Problems, Megan Bain and Marina Shafir versus Ray Chanel and London Dior. I mean, this one was like, ooh, shoot. I didn't know we could do a match this quickly.
The finish was really sick, though.
It was. Megan picks up Chanel, drops her into Marina's arms, mother's milk, and the ref calls it.
I've never seen anyone tap that quickly. And I don't have a move of the match, but I do want to just say this. Megan Bain sure does wear a lot of spray on tan. I mean, the Megasis, her whole thing is like the Greek goddess thing. Yep. She's billed is from Thessalonica.
Thessaloniki.
But she's a white woman from Connecticut.
Moving on. Backstage, Josh Alexander says, it's a new year, but the objective stays the same. They're just beating up dudes. Is Alexander the new voice of the Callis family? Lance Alexander just tosses a dude into the drop ceiling. Alexander also mentions how Takeshita will retain his championship at Wrestle Kingdom. Next up, we've got a number one contender for the TNT title. We've got Commander versus Hechicero. It's a real match of wits to start. Hechicero using the hands to distract before a Tajeres takedown by Commander. What are your guys' moves of the match?
As always, I have more than one. Unimportant. So they're going to start the match, and Commander goes to do a leapfrog where he goes to jump over Hechicero. Mm-hmm. And Hechicero just grabs his leg when he goes to jump over him, just throws him on the ground. And then for me, it was a point where Hechicero drops the straps.
Yep.
He does one move, and then you see the ref say something to him, I'm not sure what, and then he puts the straps back up. And I'm sure it was totally unrelated, but I love the idea that the ref gets him in the back, so he's got to put the straps back up. And he just put them back
Cover
up.
Cover up,
nudity.
Put those away.
It was so funny. He dropped them, and then it seemed harder for them to put him back on, because he was just kind of trying to do it as he was going.
Well, he doesn't really have a singlet. He's got suspenders.
Exactly. That's why I was also because I was surprised he dropped them in the first place, but then literally one move later, he puts them back up.
What about you?
This is a sort of hard-hitting analysis you need me here for.
Yes.
So, Commander jumps over the top rope. Mm-hmm. Hechicero catches him, legs around his shoulder, slams him down into the gate. Mm-hmm. Barrier. Awesome.
Yes.
Commander is there. He is writhing on pain, and just to the right of him, sitting within the barrier, on the ring side of the barrier, on the ground, is a smoothie? Whose smoothie was that? It was like a strawberry smoothie? Do they sell smoothies at the arena?
Maybe it's a milkshake.
No. It had smoothie consistency. You can really, it had it could have been a milkshake, you're right. But that's even more chaotic. A milkshake? Do you think it was one of the guys who sits in the corner? He was just drinking a smoothie? Did he bring it from home?
That makes a lot more sense that you think that it's a staff member. It's an AEW staff member who had a backstage smoothie.
And got a smoothie from you could see him, because that guy was sitting in the corner and he had to move when Hechicero was about to slam him down. But it was at least 2 feet away. So he was just haphazardly leaving his smoothie on the ground.
You can't be doing that.
No.
As I should know, you should not be haphazardly leaving drinks around.
You can't just leave a smoothie on the ground. That's outlandish behavior. Whose smoothie was that? I want the smoothie lore.
I attempted to leave the slam dunk for Jared. I'm I know what he'll definitely talk about. So I'm just gonna say it. The spacewalk. The spacewalk where Commander just gets on the one corner, literally runs across the top rope all the way other side.
Yeah.
And then when he does his dive, not only does he give a salute as he jumps, he goes straight as a board.
Oh, wow.
He looks like he was trying to make himself a javelin to impale Hechicero.
Yeah, I think that's also my move of the match. One end to the corner, onto the ramp, and then Commander moonsault off the ropes.
Oh my God, that Hechi almost totally... I think Hechi thought he was going to have another second or two to turn around.
Yeah.
Hechi was still doing I'm outside the ring. And then has to run under to catch the moonsault so he doesn't die.
This is where I noticed that Hechicero straps back up, hits the backbreaker. El Clone tosses Commander off the top turnbuckle while the ref looks the other way. Commander goes down. Hechicero rolls him up for the pin to win. 1, 2, 3.
And that pinning combination was insane. He had him tied up 18 ways to goddamn Sunday, because I was he's doing this. Oh, he's gonna go to the backslide. He just kept rolling over and grabbing different limbs and damn near rolling him up in a ball. And I was that was fantastic.
Hechicero will now face Mark Briscoe for the TNT title on January 7th. Stay tuned for our updates there. Speaking of updates, Anthony Bowens and Max Caster go through Tony Khan mandated therapy. My favorite thing here is they have to write 3 nice things about each other. Tony Bowens, the pride of professional wrestling, writes gay for Max Caster.
For me during that, it was because again, they do play on that a couple of times, and then they're talking to the, as I'm putting it, the Santa down on his luck.
Yeah.
And the Santa's like, well, what does your partner want, right? Implying that they're like a couple, right? But they're even doing it because, again, they use the word partner, which is awesome because he's like, no, we're not partners. We're not tag team partners. Like, again, like them being like, no, obviously everyone's talking about us being tag team partners that we don't want to be.
Anthony Bones is gay. You know that, right? He's like, he's one of the first out professional wrestlers.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
super cool.
Super cool.
You'll see him in like rainbow ring gear all the time. He's like been the marshal for Pride parades. I think New York City's even, which is awesome. Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. No, we love Anthony Bowens.
Smoothie. I pulled it up. I had a picture.
But did you see
I come with
That looks like a daiquiri.
Oh.
that? There we go. It's a daiquiri.
Y'all know shit.
Okay.
No whipped cream.
But did you see Max Caster in this segment goes, if we were a football team, we'd be the Jets because we suck?
Yeah, that's why I wasn't going to comment on this whole thing. I was hoping none of you would notice my silence on this one.
The other the other queer coded moment. Max Caster going, oh, hey, a bareback gorilla. You know something about that. Eddie Kingston and Ortiz are in the ring being interviewed by Tony Schiavone. We missed it due to extenuating circumstances, but Eddie Kingston won at World's End 0 Hour. Ortiz is a coach and agent in AEW. Ortiz is returning. Eddie shouts out the folks celebrating their birthdays. Everything after 8 goes downhill. Boy, do I agree. Eddie says, I'm going to do whatever I want. I got my boy back. Ortiz laughs at Eddie's remark about quitting 8 times. So that's very true. Like Eddie goes in, he's like, I'm quitting. And then comes back and it's like Costanza. It's Costanza quitting and then coming back Monday.
You thought that was serious?
Ortiz says he was born with the gift of shoving his foot up people's asses. So he's obviously kin of Red Foreman from that 70s show. The grizzled young vets, they're coming for them. Eddie is in the Brody Lee shirt. I forgot to note this at the beginning. Hell yeah, R.I.P. Brody Lee. Lexi Nair talks with Big Bill and Brian Keith. Big Bill calls Kingston a dope. Jet Speed have a bounty on them. It's time for Brian Keith, the bounty hunter. When the bounty comes a-callin', it's a time to pay up. And that leads us directly into Jet Speed versus Big Bill and Brian Keith. Reunited after the Continental Classic, stronger than ever, Jet Speed. According to Tony Schiavone, Tony Khan announced this bounty on social media. However, I was unable to find any evidence of it. So I don't know how much the bounty was for.
Well,
I don't know if he wanted them alive or dead.
They said Don Callis did it for the Don Callis family in response to kind of all the wrenches they threw into everything in the Continental Classic, I believe. And like, I'm very jealous of Brian Keith. Getting to like live every kid's dream of being a cowboy without having to do all the horrible cowboy stuff like sleep outside and just ride a horse all day. He still just gets to do it, so I'm very jealous of him for that.
I think the other underrated thing, and I'm just noticing this, is that Brian Keith is a black cowboy. Like, yeah, most oftentimes in Western cinema, especially from the last century, we don't see the black cowboy who were a majority of cowboys in the West. So I think that's really powerful in a way to have a Western-themed character like Brian Keith there. And Big Bill is just 7'1", so it's just awesome.
Big Bill's just big.
He's a big Bill. What's your guys' moves of the match?
Oh, man. Kevin Knight doing the double drop kick from the top rope, right? And then when Jet Speed hit their double dive.
Absolutely. Jared?
Mine was Mike Bailey had one of like the coolest, most athletic moves I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It was Bailey got the desperate tag, and he hits up against Keith, and he gets up on the top rope and he hits the drop kick from the top.
Mm-hmm.
He lands on his stomach, and he gets kind of up on his knees, and he front flips from his knees to land on his back, and then immediately transitions it into a kip up. So he goes from on his stomach, like facing away, to standing up facing the opposite way, like in 1.5 seconds of just like the smoothest athletic move I've ever seen. And then he goes straight into another big kick on Keith, and then another, or on Big Bill, kicks him in the head, and then hits 2 quick, like a scissor kick and a gut kick on Brian Keith. It was just like shot out of a cannon.
I mean, that's just how Bailey works, and we love him for it. Like, that's the speed and agility of both Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey. You would think that 2 guys who are both high flyers, speedy, very fast guys like that, you think they wouldn't work well together, but they're perfect together.
I'm on record. I'm a jet speed stan. I love, and I'm a speedball guy. I think
you like doing heroin and cocaine.
Nobody my size should be doing those drugs.
R.I.P. Philip Seymour Hoffman. That that's how he died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Hot shot.
Yeah. Shit sucks.
And all the legendary fat comedians of all time.
Basically, yeah. After Keith kicks Speedball down, Bill holds down Kevin Knight, but Speedball kicks out still. Bill and Knight fight outside the ring. Speedball and Brian in the ring. Kevin Knight, UFO splash on Brian, pin to win, 1, 2, 3. Jet Speed take a well-deserved victory. Bill taunts at the end, but Jet Speed duck under the ropes. Grizzled young veterans. They call out Eddie Kingston and Ortiz, 2 New York street bums. They're going to make a name for themselves at Eddie and Ortiz's expense. How much of a hero will you be after grizzled young veterans destroy your legs? How much of a good Samaritan will you be after we beat you down? Can I do my bit here? Or how much do you know about the Good Samaritan parable, Jared?
Not much.
Okay. So the parable of the Good Samaritan is told by Jesus in the Gospel of Luke. So there are 4 different Gospels about the life of Jesus: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. So the parable here is about a traveler, implicitly understood to be Jewish, who is stripped of clothing, beaten, and left half dead alongside the road. A Jewish priest and then a Levite, a Jewish male who claims patrilineal descent from the tribe of Levi, come by, both avoiding the man. A Samaritan. So Israelite Samaritans are an ethno-religious group originating from the Hebrews and Israelites of the ancient Near East, indigenous to Samaria, historical region of ancient Israel and Judah. They are adherents of Samaritanism, an Abrahamic, monotheistic, and ethnic religion that developed alongside Judaism. So the Samaritan happens upon him, though Samaritans and Jews were generally antagonistic towards each other, helps him. Jesus tells the parable in response to a provocative question from a lawyer in the context of the Great Commandment, and who is my neighbor? The conclusion is that the neighbor figure in the parable is the one who shows mercy to their fellow man or woman. So this is straight from the Bible. There was a scholar of the law who stood up to test him and said, "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" Jesus said to him, "What is written to the law? How do you read it?" He said, in reply, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your being, with all your strength, with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." He replied to him, "You have answered correctly. Do this and you will live." But because he wished to justify himself, he said to Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" There are stupid questions, and then there's asking Jesus, "Who is my neighbor?" when he just told you who his neighbor was. So that's my bit, basically. I just wanted to explain that. And then also, based on current events, talk about how we should treat our neighbors with kindness.
Yeah, and fun fact, the Levites were the helper class, and one of the other classes was the Kohanim. And I was at Chabad one time, and they asked, "Who's a Kohanim?" And I have been told by my father that his father and his father before him are Kohanim. I am a Kohanim. And I said, "Me." And he said, "Great. You're a Levite. You're a Levite. I know that." He goes, "You two have to wash Jared's hands." And I said, huh? And they said, "Yeah, it's tradition. The Kohanim are the priestly caste, and the Levites are the helper caste, so they're supposed to wash your hands." And I said, pass.
Okay, so this is really interesting. I'm going to hit on it, but there's a point before Easter where there is a ritual within the Catholic ministry where the priest goes up and he'll wash people's feet.
Yeah, the Pope does that, right?
Jesus does it. Jesus
Yes.
washes the people's feet to show that he is while he is King of Kings, he is still a man, and
Yeah, it's a huge part of the Last Supper.
Yeah.
So it felt weird.
that's what it is. It's the Last Supper.
I felt weird that they wanted me to be washed by others, and so I pulled a.
How about no?
I pulled a how about no, but then I watched a Tarantino movie, and so I let them wash my feet instead.
I was gonna say all you had to do is wait to be older than 30, and damn, you're washed.
Justice for Paul Dano.
Hold on, no. How did we get? Why did this start? What was this connecting
Good
to? Did I
Samaritan?
totally?
The grizzled young veterans.
Oh, right. They said
mentioned
Good Samaritan. Right. For a
What
second,
the
I was
fuck
like,
does grizzled young veterans mean?
Grizzled old veteran.
yeah,
grizzled
but they're
veteran.
young.
like that's the bit. Like they're grizzled and they're veterans, but they're still young. Another DPW tag team.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fascinating. All right, moving on. We've got Shelton Benjamin with MVP versus Dante Martin with Darius Martin and Christopher Daniels. Shelton Benjamin is a Golden Gopher legend. Benjamin trained Brock Lesnar at the University of Minnesota as a graduate assistant. So Benjamin faces the Mike from Minneapolis, Dante Martin, trained by one Ken Anderson. What are your guys' moves of the match?
Dude, Shelton Benjamin is just still so goddamn good, man.
Mm-hmm. He hurts people. They hurt people.
The match literally starts with Shelton like shooting like a freestyle wrestling like single leg takedown, but instead of like driving him through to his back, literally just lifts Dante up over his head.
Incredible.
How about the inflection point of the match, where they even stopped for like a minute? The push off the top rope.
Yeah.
Just eating the freaking
For a
guardrail.
moment, the way they stopped, I was like, "Oh, is he hurt?"
Well, and it's even worse because Dante was already replacing an injured Scorpio Sky. So I was like, oh my gosh. Dante Martin gets injured replacing an injured Scorpio Sky. Like, that's the last thing you want to happen.
Don't get worked, boys. Because, again, they cut to commercial, right, and everything. During the commercial, MVP, it's like, hey, man, just literally grabs the mic. Just call tonight, right? No one's going to look at you sideways or something wrong with it. Just call tonight right now. And, again, Dante then grabs the mic, and instead of saying something to MVP, is like, hey, Shelton, my mama didn't raise a bitch. Did yours? Which is also extra funny because there was a very long period of time in WWE when Shelton's whole bit was like he had his mom with him. It's like his mom was a character. Like, the person playing his mom's like, I don't know if they did that on purpose. That's even funnier for them to do that.
Like MJF bringing up Samoa Joe's face tattoo.
Yes.
Perfect. Dante crawls up in the corner, splash. It's hurting him incredibly. Shelton suplex on Martin. Dante in pain. Super kick by Benjamin. Pin to win. 1, 2, 3. And it's over. MVP enters the ring, congratulates Dante, gives him props for stepping up when Scorpio Sky couldn't make it. Benjamin helps Martin up. They shake hands again. Benjamin, the standard of excellence, one of the best to step into a wrestling ring. John Moxley, you have a cult-like status for your D-Riders. You're driven by this idealistic ethos. You want a revolution, a war. You will get tossed around like a sack of dirty laundry. MVP encourages the crowd to remind John of what they do. They hurt people. Lexi Nair is with Sammy Guevara and Bandito. Guevara doesn't want to sit on the sidelines, challenges Bandito to the World Championship. We'll do something so heinous to take his place. Bandito wonders why he's so angry. All you have to do is ask, you got it, amigo. Guevara yells, you are not my amigo. We get an update from Stokely via Tony Schiavone. Tony asks for complete silence. For those of you that mocked me, you're dead to me. There are fans with the Stokely Foundation signs. Stokely's medical bills have accumulated over $400,000. See Tony Schiavone after the show to donate and support.
I'm pretty sure as they were going through it, he was saying that he was getting the best care possible at Aunt Viv's hospital. I swear they said Aunt Viv like the from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I swear to God they said that. I didn't go back to check because I'm not good at my job, but that's what I wrote down.
Listen, if you would like to donate to the Stokely Foundation, you can do so on behalf of the C Show at ko-fi.com/C Show pod. Thank you. That money will not go to Stokely Hathaway. In our main event of Collision, we've got Wheeler Yuta versus Darby Allin. A cruiserweight battle main event. Hell yeah. Moxley joins commentary, hypes up Wheeler Yuta, discusses the lack of hierarchical organization within the Death Riders, and mentions how Garcia elevates the Death Riders. Something I actually agree with him with. Like, Daniel Garcia, as a character, has seriously improved. At joining the Death Riders, there's a lot more complexity there. I think it's really interesting because he's trying to prove himself in the Death Riders as well. What are your guys' moves of the match?
For me, there's a point where Yuta is on his back and he's trying to like grab Darby's arm, and Yuta tries to do a kip up, and Darby just grabs him by the head and just throws him back down. And then Yuta does this neck breaker from the top rope on the apron that did not hit flush at all, right? The idea with a lot of these bumps and moves is, right, like you land flat on your back, big surface area, less pressure. He literally hit like shoulder and neck first, then his back. Like, again, I'm like, Darby Allin, like, you are gonna kill yourself. Like, you are gonna hurt yourself for the 14,000th time.
Why is Darby Allin injured?
go away for 2 weeks, and then be like, yeah, I'm hurt, but whatever. Where's the glass?
The thing is, Darby Allin's gonna go and skate too. So it's like, brother, man, like, do you do anything that's like safe? Like, do you like listen to hardcore music or something anytime at home? Like, that's what you should do. Just like take 2 weeks, listen to a bunch of emo metal stuff.
Darby Allin relaxes at home by doing crystal meth.
All right, what's your move of the match, Jared?
My main move of the match is in the very end, in the pins, so to speak. But I love nobody hits the coffin drops and everything like Darby Allin. His wrestling is so unique. I love to watch him, and I can't wait to see the 3 or 4 more fights he has left in his body.
I mean, my note here is off the apron, Yuta drop kick, Darby goes to the ground. Darby, be careful. And then you know that meme that's been going around, and it's the 3-6 Mafia song, and then it's the fa. I just wrote fa in my notes. Are you shaking your head?
I don't know that one.
Okay.
How do you spell?
I've not seen that meme.
FAHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHH.
Yeah, that sounds right.
My move of the match is, when has pro wrestling been nice? When has pro wrestling been fair? Moxley wonders. After Yuta hits a Scorpion Deathlock, Darby seesawed into the corner, catches himself, coffin drop, back-to-back covers, pulls Yuta up after 2.
My move of the match.
Pulls him up by his hair to taunt him.
Has the pin, but pulls him up just to finish him.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before we get there, because I thought Charlie was going to hit it, I was going to jump in. So, Shafir is out at ringside.
Yeah, Tony had come barreling down the ramp.
Well, even before that, because she grabs Darby's leg and the ref throws her out from the side, and Mox on commentary is like, they're going to need security for that ref in the parking lot.
I forgot. I was queuing that up in my mind. Then Tony comes barreling down the ramp. Garcia lariat behind the referee's back. It's a cruel world, Moxley notes. And then again, skipping forward here, Darby seesawed, catches himself, coffin drop, back-to-back covers, pulls Yuta up after 2 to taunt him, puts him in the Scorpion Deathlock, and Yuta taps out like a dog. Mox says he made him earn that one. And Tony Khan makes it official. Marina versus Tony. Mox does not want to be ringside for that one.
Marina Shafir looks like the big bad in a Karate Kid movie.
Okay. Interesting. Fascinating. I like that a lot. She runs the jiu-jitsu gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a new season of Cobra Kai for sure.
Yeah, where...
Copyright The C Show, 832 Media Production.
Agreed.
Perfect. Well, we've got a quick update here to finish off the show, and then we'll be right back with you here on The C Show. welcome back to the C Show. Connor and I talked about this previously. Connor said he wanted to run an episode. So next week, official announcement, Connor is driving episode 41. So instead of me opening up the show, you'll have Connor's lovely lilting voice. And then I wanted to ask you guys like streaming? You guys like playing video games?
Yes.
Would you guys like to play some more video games?
I do.
And make
Yes.
content?
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Do you like Arc Raiders?
I've been crushing arcade. I've been loving it crazy style.
I got it open over here, but we can look at the stats here in a minute. But I did play a little video gaming on Twitch. The thing that I did not expect was that it took a lot of energy out of me, and I was zapped afterwards. I was so sleepy. I was falling asleep on the stream, and I was like, we got to end this. So maybe I'll drink some more caffeine beforehand. But stay tuned for that. We got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to White Castle.
What is, how can they find the Twitch channel, Charlie?
Oh, the Twitch channel is twitch.com/cshowpod. And I'll put a link in the description so everybody can check that out as well. I put the recording. I clipped it up a little bit so you can watch the test stream on YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel. Shout out to the 11 people that have watched it already and watched me try to do license tests in Gran Turismo 4. You're the best. Love you. Thank you. Mean it. You guys got anything to say before we head out here?
Get ready for not a different flavor, right? Same flavor, right? Maybe maybe I'm like the vanilla we're adding to the Coke here, right?
Yeah.
But
okay.
I'm really excited. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and let's get weird with it.
We are gonna definitely get weird.
I'm never going to drive an episode, but if you would all like to watch me pound White Castle sliders on Twitch.
I don't know if they'll be able to make it back for us to do it on Twitch, but we'll definitely be making a video about that. So stay tuned. We'll have a little vlog.
I'll eat them cold.
That's disgusting.
Watch me.
That's disgusting.
For the content.
God bless you, Jared. God bless you. Well, stay tuned for that and more here on The C Show. Of course you like The C Show. Make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with your friends. Support the show directly at ko-fi.com/cshowpod. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Facebook, and YouTube at C Show Pod. Have a question for the boys? Send an email, cshowpod@gmail.com. Thanks to our friends Amir, Patrick, and Justin for their assistance. The C Show is a production of 832 Media. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll be back next week.
We got an update, and then we'll be right back.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever.